Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. So this video is of a Dutch pour that I just did, and um, I'm going to be kind of troubleshooting, narrating, because I hit a couple bumps in the road. For any of you who haven't seen other videos of mine, I'm relatively new to fluid painting and pour painting, and I'm starting to really get the hang of it. My pieces are turning out cooler and cooler each time I do it, but there are still a lot of areas that I need to learn and improve. And so, hopefully, by watching this video, I can share some of those tips and lessons with you. So, right now, I am just layering my paints on there. I've got a really rich blue, a teal, that's an old gold, and I actually throw in some black in here. One tip is I did not realized that the ivory black was not going to be a true black when I bought it. I just saw black and I picked it up out of the store. And when I'm using it, I'm noticing it kind of gets like a muddy grayish coloring to it. So next time I'll definitely pick a more true black. But it's fine for this painting. It didn't cause any problems. It blended well with everything and it still gave me the contrast that I needed. So right now I'm done adding my color. I'm going to go around and I have thinned out my white. If you've seen my other videos, you know I was having an issue with my white being way too thick. So here I went ahead and thinned it out. It is probably a little too thin, but I kind of like it and I'm working with it. So we're just going to go with it and see how, until it gives me problems, I won't change it. But I went ahead and surrounded it. And now, since I don't have the attachment for my blow dryer for blowouts, I decided this time I would grab a funnel and see what happened. And that was kind of a big fail. So I dropped the funnel. It didn't do what I was hoping that it might do. So back to just a normal blow dryer. It's not very powerful or great, but I have it on cool and on high, and I just kind of zip it along and blast it. Um, and I get closer pretty quickly since I don't have that feature where you can, the attachment where you're focusing the air more concentrated. I really kind of zoom it in there and then pop it back up. I also don't have an extension cord. That would be a great thing to prepare yourself for, making sure that your hair dryer can reach everywhere you need it to. So here we're just taking and I'm spreading out the paint. I'm blowing it into that white that I had surrounded it with. I just want to get that beautiful color popping out, and here it comes. So I'm going to go back down towards the way that I started, and I'm noticing here that my color is not spreading, especially on that side. And at first I'm not quite sure what happened. And then I start to realize that the problem is I don't have enough white next to it to spread into. And I think that's part of when I said my white is too thin. I think that's probably a side effect of that, but I'm still okay with that because I can blow that white over top and then blow the color back over that thinner white, and it gives a nice effect. It's not overwhelming. The white isn't encroaching over top of the color. The color's not um, sinking down into that white. So I'm happy with how that turned out. But if you're in this position and you're wondering, why is my color not spreading all over the canvas? I'm blowing it, I'm shifting it, what's going on? You probably don't have enough fluid to around it, like your whatever your base color is, to help it flow better. So I'm done with the blow dryer. I've got all the color I want blown out. So now I go to my trusty friend, the straw, and I just start at the edges, and I start a little bit back and then I blow outwards. And once I can see the white underneath there, I know I'm out of color. There's no color underneath of there. And then that's when I stop. So I blow as long as I see color, if that's the look you're going for. I like to have that look where the color tapers off into the base color, the white. So it kind of gives it this wispy flow natural effect, and that's kind of what I really want when I'm going to do a Dutch pour like this. So this is kind of a long process, and you just go until you're happy with it. So right there I wasn't happy with the big chunk of gold that was in the middle, and I know there's more color under there, so I'm just going to go ahead and blow in there with my straw and move that color around. Another tip that I have discovered within the last few Dutch pours that I've done is that first I will go ahead and blow that color out like I'm doing there. And if I don't necessarily like the direction of how it's flowing, like if I want it to be more of a hook or arc in a certain way, what I'll do is next to it, I blow the white kind of back in towards that color. And we'll see if we can see an example of that. And it helps to just shift the direction of that little outward puff. So I've got a little gap of white in there, and I'm just going to spread that around again. And I can see that again, my colors aren't flowing very freely, so I just add some more white in there, and it gives the colors somewhere to spread to. It's not going to move freely on your canvas. That's why you always have to have a base color. And here I'm going to go ahead and add some of that aqua. It's just a little too dark and heavy, and I wanted a little more dimension. So by adding the teal in, it gives just kind of another layer, another color in to blend to make that initial area less dark blue and ivory black. And you just have fun with this. You just kind of blow around a little bit, different directions. I'm dancing there. Go ahead and dance. It's usually a fun process. Usually that dancing means I'm satisfied, and I'm going to go grab my heat gun to make sure we don't have air bubbles. Also, with my thinner white paint mixture, I ended up having a couple bare spots. I think just with the extra blowing, it ended up blowing a couple holes in there, so I went and covered that up, and it all settled perfectly at the end. So this piece, I couldn't be happier with it. For all of the trouble I had during the process, I don't think I even mentioned, but you probably saw where I bumped into it with the hairdryer, but that's an easy recovery. We just blow back over it, add some color if you need to. Overall, this piece turned out so great. I'm so happy with it, and I hope that these tips and lessons helped you out and maybe inspired you a little bit to go on and just try some. If you haven't tried the Dutch pour, give it a shot. Try it on a small canvas and see what happens, and you'll learn something each time you do it and get better and better. So thank you for watching. If you like this, please leave me a comment or subscribe for some more videos, and happy painting!